Welcome to Motherhood Aligned and Assigned, where we help guide mothers from symptoms to solutions.
We're Dr. Serena Coffman and Dr. Veronica Schiltz, nervous system specialists helping families discover the missing link in their wellness journey.
Join us as we translate complex health challenges into simple, actionable solutions for you and your children.
Because your family deserves to thrive,
not just survive. So, Dr. Serena and I, we have a whole process behind our podcast, right? Like, we want to give you the most information that we can. We want to just kind of show you just the ways that we've learned, just the different nuances of our profession. But we were kind of wondering what our episode 40 should be, because that's kind of a big number for us. We were just talking about how it's been almost a year. So if you've been hanging out with us this whole time, thanks for tuning in. We're almost there to our anniversary. But I asked her if she wanted to do kind of more of a personal episode, because this is also called Motherhood Aligned and Assigned, right? And so I just think it might be fun to throw in a couple of what it's like to be a mother who feels aligned and assigned. And sometimes maybe when you feel misaligned and unsure of your assignment. So that's kind of what this episode is going to be about, because I know I'm also a coach. I have worked with tons and tons of women who have asked me this question. And for the first time really in my life, I am almost asking that question back. So it's a little bit of uncharted territory. We were both like, we may not post this. So if you're hearing this, it didn't go bad. And we're going to post it anyway. But we're just going to have a conversation. I'm like, so, we always talk about people who are always asking, how do you do it all? And it's like, well, as a mom and as someone who does have, an assignment on their life and has this calling to do big things, what do you do when you don't want to do it anymore? And so that's kind of what we're going to be talking about today.
Mm-hmm.
Or I should say when you feel like you don't want to do it anymore. Because I'm probably just emotional.
Yeah. Okay, I think I'm one step ahead of you in all of this, because I started 6 months before you.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're moving like this, right?
Yeah.
Something that hit me probably about 6 months ago was what you're feeling right now. And I realized that for the first time in my life, the thing that I'm doing right now doesn't have an end. There's no, school had an end, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's push through till it's done. And in even 10 semester increments or trimester, whatever. And when you're entrepreneurial and you're more of are you more of the idea generator? And yeah, you had so many entrepreneurial ideas. Yeah. So this is also my strength in business entrepreneurship is the vision casting, idea creation. And then I'm a motivator. So I have this idea and I'm like, okay, I can rally people to help me push this idea forward. Mm. I am not the task implementer finisher person. So I'm just going to give you my experience and then I'm going to ask you a few questions. So okay. For the first time, there are no new ideas in this business right now. It's just sometimes it feels like it's grinding it out, right? Mm. Okay, the idea has been generated. Brand, vision set. Right.
The exciting parts are done.
The exciting part's done. And now I just have to do it. Mm. Right. It's the follow through, which I've never had to do before. Because the last ones didn't work. Right. So it's there's no follow through because we flushed it out and it doesn't work. Right. So now it's just I've had to step up my leadership skills and to find people to help me with the follow through aspects so I can continue to be in a role that serves me well. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying, does that resonate with you? Are you more of the vision setter, ideation? Also, has your business stabilized and it's not stressing you out?
No, not yet. We're on that I would say we're 1 or 2 new patients away from that. Okay. So we're close. But I think that's where I'm at though, is that I'm ready for stabilization and I haven't seen it yet. And I'm about to throw a fit about it. Because I would say that a lot of that resonates. And maybe I have no idea if this is helpful for anyone listening. Maybe I don't know where we're going with this. But a lot of that resonates in that I've done a lot of things in the online space where I would kind of burn it down when it got boring. And then I would build something new. And now, so I've been doing this for the last 5 years. Really. I mean, I know I'm doing this and, the brick and mortar is much different than online. But the idea of what you just said is I've been in this cycle of okay, well, this isn't working, so let's try this. And this isn't. And now I feel I feel stable in the sense of there's nothing new for me to implement. I just got to do the things. So that resonates very much so. But I think I'm just like ready for stability because I feel like my life has been so unstable. And then I thought planting roots was going to bring my stability, and I still haven't found that yet. And so I'm like, that's it. I give up. I can't do, I literally am like, I'm just going to go get a real job. A real job. And, you know, clock in and clock. It's like maybe that's what I'm desiring for the first time. I'm like, maybe I do not want to work for myself anymore, which is crazy because I don't know. I don't know that I actually believe that because I think I would physically combust like the second someone told me to do something I didn't want to do. So I don't really know what I'm going through. But today was one of those days where I was like, I don't want to do it anymore. And I don't even know what it is.
Yeah. I felt that in the last 6 months. I felt that a lot less, like wanting to go work for someone else. I'm like, man, how nice would it be to set my hours in a sense of like, I'm going to work mornings at this office. Right. And when I leave, I'm done. Right. And I'm going to hang out with my kids. Right. And I know I'm going to make this much money no matter what.
Predictability.
And then I was like, I would hate that.
Right.
I'm not built for that.
I know.
My husband would like roll his eyes. Like, shut up.
Right. I think he wouldn't know what to do with that information. He'd be like, what are you talking about? Yeah. I mean, literally, we were just talking about his office. He had some meeting with his boss, and I was like, did you say anything? He's like, I can't say anything to that. And I was like, I think I would have lost my job that day. I'm like, thank you for working that job because I wouldn't last. So like, I don't know. I think I just want to, I'm in that stage of being like, let's just move. let's just leave the country. Oh, yeah. You know? My only way out when I envision, like my first year in practice, I was like, what if it just burned down? Right. I've actually, okay, maybe that's where I'm at because I've been like, what if my landlord was just like, get out. I found someone better to take your spot. I'm like, oh, sure.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. But yeah, I don't know if it's like a fantasy because it's not actually what I want.
Right.
But when I think about like how I leave this practice, it's like I go start a homestead in Montana. Right. Like, it's something like a completely different life. So I think sometimes I'm like, when I've committed to this, right? Because I have a mission and vision. I don't give this title to myself, and I've only accepted it because other people have said so. But the Lord has given me graciously a gift of healing, or facilitating healing. And I have the desire and the capacity to cast a vision and move through with a mission, right? And lead people, right? If I went to work for someone else, I would be working for their vision and mission. Yes. And I have my own.
Right.
Right. So like,
and I did do that. I worked for someone for 6 months. And
and it's hard. Yeah. And it's what's hard is like when you have a vision and a mission that you feel strongly about, it's hard to work for someone else, to work on their mission and vision. But then I think I've also had to mourn, like they say, like being your business owner comes with freedom. It's like, yeah. But like you, for example, I saw in your stories, like you were able to close your office and go to Kansas City for something this weekend, right? There's that. Like, yeah, I set my own hours, but also if I'm not in my office, I'm not making money.
Right.
And my employees aren't making money.
Right.
And my patients aren't getting care right now as a single doc, right?
Right.
And so that's heavy.
Yeah. I do think that there is this like, because that's what I've been literally pondering all day is like, do I really want this to stop? And the answer is absolutely not. But I don't think I want to do this role much longer.
Yeah. I was just there. Yeah. And you know what turned it around for me? Because you're in a spot where you're down 1 CA.
That too.
Right? Yeah. So you're doing, I'm
actually down 2 CAs.
You're down 2
Both
CAs
of
for
my
what you're
CAs
used to.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I had Maggie step in, who's like perfect for this role, so much of that weight was lifted off of me because I was having to do so many of those tasks that are like the finalizing, attention to detail, like necessary to complete the vision, but not the visionary leader stuff that gives me joy.
Right.
And so once she stepped in and say, okay, now I have more capacity and bandwidth to step into the role that brings me joy and build the vision for how I can step further into that role.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay, eventually, am I going to continue adjusting in my practice? Yes, because that keeps my why really strong, right? I'm going to keep using the hands that God gave me to facilitate healing, but I'm going to step into my gifts, hopefully they're gifts, of leadership that can be refined, leadership roles to continue vision casting, right? And creating more impact in the valley. But that in between, where you can be that person, that role that brings you joy, is so hard.
Yeah. I think you just answered that for me. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
It's like, well, and that's funny because yesterday I was daydreaming all things. I'm like, when I hire these doctors, I don't plan to work a lot of hours once we are a bigger office. I mean, I want to work probably 10 hours a week total seeing patients. And then I was like, I might even like start to train other chiropractors how to adjust, other chiropractic women, and start mission trips again. Right. So there's all this, like, I almost feel trapped right now with where we're at. And so that's what, and my nervous system response, if you ever want to know what yours is, I do coaching sessions.
It's flight. I run.
Yeah, no, mine too. I thought for the longest time I was a fighter, but I found out that I flee first. Or if I can't flee, then I'll fight. So I'm currently in flight mode.
I can't flee, I just go to sleep.
You shut down.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm like,
I'm gonna take a nap.
And see, I start fighting with my husband, so I can start picking fights at home. And I've noticed that my fuse has been shorter and everything too, so I've definitely felt that. Yeah, everything. And it's hard going from 3 CAs to 1, and it had nothing to do with that. It was just like one wanted to stay home, felt called to stay home, and the other is currently going through some stuff. So she took a step back, and so it's like, okay, so thank you for that. It makes me feel like I'm not actually wanting to burn my office down. I just need to hire some people again. But for those listening, it just kind of goes to show how important it is to have people in your corner who get it, because if I were to take this conversation to even my husband sometime, and it depends on if your husband's an entrepreneur, right? My husband's a W-4 salaried employee, right? So he's like, then quit. We'll do something else.
Grind it out or quit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or yeah, and honestly, I was talking to him about this, and he's like, why are you feeling like so discouraged? And I was like, what do you mean? Why aren't I feeling that? Like, I feel like justified in how I feel. And then it's just hard to, like, everyone in my current bubble right now is not an entrepreneur. I have friends online in other places, and that's good. Like, you obviously want to have some people who aren't doing exactly what you're doing all the time, but I would say take these questions to even us, right? Even if you want to send us a message on Instagram. I have a patient who started recently. She's a mom, she's a lawyer, and sometimes we just chat about business, right? Because it's just like when you meet another mom, business owner, you just know that there's a level of understanding that we have that other people just simply don't, because you understand that you have these almost like 2 giant, I don't know, roles or titles or responsibilities, and they equally matter. Well, I would say, your kids probably are more important, right? But then it's like, sometimes, I don't know, they're pretty close to me, the amount of impact that I want to make. And so it's like, how do you show up fully as a mom and as a wife and as a business owner in these seasons without wanting to burn it all down and take to the hills and give up? And so if anything, I hope that this episode encourages you that it doesn't look pretty all the time. It's not always easy. I would say most of the time it's freaking hard. I would say most of my life is hard on purpose. Like, I parent harder.
Choose hard.
Yeah, exactly. We choose hard so that we can have better later. And so if you are, whether you're a parent just listening in, or you're a parent who's also a business owner and you're struggling and going through the things, I hope this resonates with you, of just like a real-time conversation of what it's like to question. I don't think it's bad to question. I was telling Dr. Serena, I'm like, I'm an open book. I will pretty much tell you whatever you want to hear, because yes, I have my, Instagram, and it's a highlight reel of all the things that are going great, but not everything feels like it's going great all the time. And I think it's okay to share that in a safe space where someone can hold that and then help you reflect and see what the true problem is. Because you probably don't actually want to give up and go work for Target.
No, there's not. You're just having to see this phase through.
Yeah.
For a minute. If we're the ones building it, then we have to walk through each phase.
Mm-hmm.
And not each phase is going to bring us joy, because it's not building off of our strengths necessarily. Right. So I feel that. Yeah. And when we have like this whole, another thing I thought of is like, we have motherhood. It's like, well, I could just go be an intense mom. You know, like I could kill that, right? Like homeschool co-op.
Oh,
let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about that too.
Yeah. For some reason, my brain won't let me think that it's okay to join another co-op. Like my brain is like, okay, what co-op am I going to create? Who am I going to invite to teach? Like, stop it, Serena. You can look at other co-ops.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So my husband, Chad, won't let me quit on days I feel like that. Because he's like, well, that's not true. One.
Right.
You would not be a good stay-at-home mom. Two. He would, like, we decided it would probably cost us more money if I stayed home.
You know,
like because we're paying the nanny, and then we have 3 days a week. And yeah, it would just cost us money if I stayed home.
Right.
In terms of like, not even like losing this revenue, but also like I would probably just like spend more money on like creating co-ops and doing ridiculous things.
And I actually did. I literally started a business in chiropractic school when I took a trimester off. So like, we just can't not.
Yeah, if you stopped doing this, you would like take a step back and like, what am I good at doing? Oh, I'm good at facilitating healing and growing businesses, and you would just do it all over again.
Right. It is true.
Yeah. So you have to, like, that's why I asked you this in a coaching call. Like right now, this year, I'm looking at how do I make my business feel more balanced? And for me, more balanced is like almost more feminine. Mm-hmm. Like I need it to feel less like the job is less masculine in itself, right? And like what are little strategies I can do to do that? And for me, like one of those things is like, well, I'm not hiring a male associate.
Right.
I had a friend shadow me from chiropractic school, and I was like, oh, love you, man, but I couldn't hire you just for my like.
It's not in this phase.
And not in this phase where I would be his boss, right? So there's that. I don't want to have to like think about how to communicate to a man, which Chad was like, you don't have to think about how to communicate to a man. You just tell him. I was like, right. I don't want to have to do that. Yeah.
That was a very man response.
Yeah.
To a very not man question.
And then like the office just needs to be like, moms need to know that they can talk to moms. Yeah. And it just needs to be like flowy and nice in here. Mm-hmm. And if they want a dude for a chiropractor, I'll just refer them to my friend.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So things like that I'm doing to make it feel more sustainable.
Well, and I feel like I was like dancing. Well, last year was hard in a lot of ways, but when I had my CAs, it was a lot more fun. And so I do think I need to open up that door of finding another CA again because...
Yeah. And I think for me, like, finding an associate is my next step in feeling like I have a teammate to carry some of this load with me. Mm-hmm. And not just like patient load, but like bouncing ideas for care plans and strategies and leadership and things like that. Mm-hmm. That's kind of my next step. Yeah. So then I have that to look forward to. Like, okay, how can I make myself a better leader and develop my skill sets and then prepare the office for an associate to just waltz in and be able to do their job well, and for me to step up my leadership to lead them well. Mm-hmm. And that gives me that vision that I need instead of just like stagnation.
Things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense. Cool. Well, Elfine. The end.
Thank you for joining us on Motherhood Aligned and Assigned.
We hope today's episode helped you connect the dots in your family's health journey.
Remember, this is where nervous system health meets motherhood wisdom.
Until next time, we're Dr. Veronica Schiltz
And Dr. Serena Coffman, supporting you as you nurture your family's well-being.
because when you're aligned, everyone thrives.